Hey, Anthony,
Yeah,
what do you think about the Jimmy Kimmel live show being taken off the air indefinitely?
I think our First Amendment rights are being destroyed before our eyes, and unfortunately, this is just the latest example of that happening.
How so?
Well, Kimmel was fired because he suggested that Tyler Robinson, the suspect for Charlie Kirk's assassination, was MAGA or MAGA adjacent, rather than being a leftist or a liberal like the Republicans are trying to push. Right? They even before we knew who the assassin was, the Republicans have been trying to say that he was some leftist liberal, although there's not really any evidence to support that at this point. And shortly after Kimmel made those remarks, Brendan Carr, the FCC chair, suggested that he should be fired because of it, and he was. So that is a clear violation of freedom of speech, not just on the individual level, but also like the journalistic level. And it's not the first time it's happened, right? Stephen Colbert was basically fired. The show was not renewed because of a lawsuit between CBS and the Trump administration because CBS put on the Kamala Harris interview, which Trump declined to attend. Again, not illegal, right? Trump was offered the chance to be on it and he declined. And even if he hadn't declined, even if they didn't offer the chance to him in the first place, they're not obligated to do that. So this is basically just about Trump's feelings, right? They're okay with violating the free speech of the show and of Stephen Colbert for Trump's feelings. We've also seen multiple public officials fired for speaking out against Trump. JD Vance is currently suggesting that more officials be fired because of their opinions about Charlie Kirk, which is, again, anybody's free to think about anybody however they want in a free country with freedom of speech. And then, most recently, and perhaps the most scarily, there was a bill that was going to a House committee for review that would have allowed the Secretary of State, Mark Rubio, to revoke visas from anybody that was deemed to be a domestic terrorist or supporting domestic terrorism organizations, which the Republicans claim is, going to be for a limited scope of people. But at the same time, Stephen Miller is out here saying that any leftist organizations are the ones that are responsible for Charlie Kirk and that they're all domestic terrorists. So they're clearly aiming to set up a thing where anybody who speaks out against the Trump administration can be labeled either a domestic terrorist or in support of domestic terrorists, and then do things like revoke visas, revoke bank accounts, financial accounts, and other things like that. So freedom of speech is rapidly dying as far as I'm concerned, and we have very little time to do something about it before it's too late.